Hi guys, today's video is an often requested comparison video between the Sully MM and the Artsy MM. So here they both are. They're both hobo style bags, single top handle. This one is a laminated thick handle. This one is a beautiful braided handle. Let me put them side by side so you can see how they measure in terms of dimensions. So here they are. The Sully MM is on the left and the Artsy MM is on the right. In terms of dimensions, the Sully is 14 by 14 by 5. Now, according to the Louis Vuitton website, they give different dimensions, and I'm not sure how they measure that. They give 15 by 17 by 6. I don't know how they're measuring to get 17, but that's the official dimensions. The Artsy MM is similar in size. My measurements are 16.5 wide by 12 inches high by 7 inches deep. Louis Vuitton's measurements are 18 by 12.6 by 10. Again, I don't know how they're getting the 10, but those are the official measurements. So they're similar in size. Let me turn them on the side so you can see. Sully on the left has the vachetta trim down the side. The Artsy on the right is obviously wider and a little bit bulkier because the canvas folds in. Let me show you the bottom. So you can see on the left the Sully MM is obviously in depth. It's shorter than the Artsy is. The Artsy has feet, the Sully does not. Let me show you the interiors. In the Sully MM you have two pockets on one side with a leather tab, and the date code is in this right hand pocket here. On the opposite side, you have one large patch pocket. Textile interior. Let me show you the Artsy. On the Artsy, you have three pockets on one side with the leather tab, and your date code is located in this pocket, which is opposite to the D-ring. On the opposite side, you have a zip pocket and three more patch pockets. Hang on. Items inside the Artsy. I don't tend to utilize the pockets too much. I use it for my iPhone, but other than that I don't put a lot of items in the pockets because I find that if you put items in all 6 pockets or even a couple of them, it increases the bulkiness of the bag. Let me do Sully. Same items in the Sully. Still have room. And in this one I do utilize the pockets. I don't find that it increases the bulkiness of the bag. Let me show you a modeling shot. I have a key ball strap on my Artsy that I usually keep on it to carry cross body, so changes the look, makes it more messenger style. When I'm not using it, I just let it hang. You can see that the Artsy is bulky. It kind of makes your arms stand away from your body some. Or you can hand carry. Let me show you the Sully. I don't generally use the crossbody strap with the Sully, but I'll show you what it looks like. Again, it gives it more of a messenger style. And by hand. I forgot to mention, with the Sully, you can unzip it and reach in and get items while it's on your shoulder. You can't really do that with the Artsy. Let me show you why. With the Artsy, it rides so high up underneath your arm that you really can't reach in. Now, you might be able to get something in this patch pocket right here, but not really anything else in your bag. You'd have to bring it down at least this far, and when there are items in the bag, it tends to close the mouth of the bag, so you essentially have to set it down in order for this to open up so you can reach in and grab items. So this one tends to be a little more problematic, but nothing to really keep you from buying the bag, just something to be aware of. So that's a quick comparison between the Sully MM and the Artsy MM. Very similar in style, both contemporary. This tends to be a little more artistic. It is bulkier. I don't tend to reach for this one as often as I do for the Sully. Both bags I have considered selling at various points, but each time I carry them, I like them a lot, so they haven't left the collection. They don't get used quite as often as maybe the Neverfulls or the Speedies, but they are both great hobo style bags. Which one is the best one? Hard to say. One has textile lining, one has Alcantara. One is a little bulkier, one's a little classic. They both can look messenger style if you add a long strap. The Artsy tends to look a better messenger style than the Sully because the handle stays in the way. The mouth opening of the Artsy tends to be a little difficult to get in and out of when it's on your shoulder because of the weight pulling the handle down, so that the mouth tends to be a little more restricted. The Sully opens up fairly nicely, so it just depends on personal style. One is a little more expensive. The Artsy is about $240 more than the Sully, so it's just personal preference as which appeals to you most. Hopefully that was helpful. Leave your comments, questions, and rate and subscribe below. I'll leave the links for the full reviews that I've done of the Artsy and the Sully below, and I did an update, I think, on the Artsy fairly recent, excuse me, the Sully fairly recently, so I'll leave that link below too. So thanks so much. Have a great week.